Welcome once again to our channel, Emotional School. My name remains Oluwatobi, Adebiyi, your host on this program. Today we'll be talking about chronic loneliness. In our last section, we still talked about chronic loneliness. We just explained what chronic loneliness is, and that chronic loneliness have no respect for who you are, whether you're rich, you're old, tall, fat, whether you're born in wherever you're born. He has no, in respect of your geographical location. Loneliness has nothing to do with that. It has to do with yourself and ability to be able to manage loneliness. You know, I said when I was making some of my research, some of the richest people, artists, fame people, average people that died of loneliness. Some just took overdose of drugs because they've run into depression. Loneliness have a way of weakening the bone and sapping our energy. And as soon as we get to a level whereby loneliness is weakening our bone and is sapping our energy, a lot of things is going on in our body, and which we must take cognizance of, and we must face them squarely. Operating or a victim of loneliness, they are always creating a wall around themselves instead of creating a bridge. You know, when you create a wall around yourself, when you're lonely, what happens is that you have a defense mechanism for everything you do. You always block communication, relationship, and association. You drop yourself in the portal of isolation, which is dangerous to human health. And you know, at this point where you have created walls, you are at the other side of life. And when you're at the other side of life, you see with a different eyes entirely, and you can still find a way of creating a bridge. What you do is you open the border of communication, you open the channel of communication. You could relate with people that you trust, that can help out in the situation you find yourself. Because look, loneliness have a way of destroying our life, and you must have this at the back of your mind, that loneliness has a time span. They will not be there forever. But what will be the after effect of loneliness in your life? That is what you must guide against. That's why you must build a bridge, not a wall. That's why you must build a bridge, not a wall, so that your relationship, your communication, your association, the friendship you have built over time will help in solving problem when you are in this critical state of life. And you must be careful about your thoughts, those things that will begin to you'll be projecting out. Those words are words like, I don't think people understand me. I don't really matter to anyone. I don't have any quality things that can draw people to me or draw people into my life. I don't have anything to offer in relationship. All these things are things that will be dropping. Suggestions that will be dropping into our life. I can't seem to connect with people. You know, when you don't have a bridge, you have a wall. There's no way you can connect with people. Effective relationship and communication becomes an issue. Also, you will be saying words like this: I can never find anyone that can love me. And you also say, I fit into anyone's life. Especially when you have that kind of thought coming, building marital relationship becomes issue. Building business with people becomes issue. Everybody wants to cheat you. Everybody wants to offend you, but that is not the issue. You must find a way of building relationship in this course of events in your life. They are events. You know, time and season happen to them all. You know, there are times to be loved, times to be hate, time to build, time to destroy, times to gather, time to scatter. We must know that these events, they are not permanent, but they have an after effect. It's just like when you have every rainfall. Every rainfall will not occur all the time. They occurs in their season, or it occurs in its season, and at that time, the after effect of the rain, if the pour is more, if you have a place that the drainage system is bad, the flood that move into that direction can cause a lot of damage. Houses, businesses, trees, a lot of things can be destroyed because of the rain. The rain actually fell fine, yes, we know. But what is the after effect of the rain? That is what I'm saying today. The after effect of loneliness in our lives is what we must avoid, so that we will not get into a trap of the after effect of loneliness. You also hear something like this: I've messed up with my life. Look, no matter how bad your past is, you have messed up with your life. Either you have been raped, or you have raped somebody, probably you have pulled into something, you are a cultist, and those things, I don't know if it has happened to you before. In life, sometimes some things we have done over time play back on us, and we just get bitter about it. We just get bitter about it. And sometimes some things happen, you sit down and listen to those things that has happened to you, and you laugh about it. Now the question is, why did you laugh at those events when you remember those events? Because those events are palatable, am I right? Yes, but the ones that are not palatable, it make you sad, it make you miserable, and you want to enter into that. You say, nobody understand what I'm going through. Nobody understand how bad my past is. No, let's leave the past. Let's continue to move. The past is there. Rewrite the future yourself and begins to move in the pattern of where you want to go to. Now, because there's a light in front of you, because there is darkness, your focus point is not the darkness. Your focus point is the light you can see ahead of you. There's an adage. He said there's a light at the end of the tunnel. All you need to do is to endure the process, accept this fact, this season, the event happened, and continue with life. The pain of loneliness can erode us of our self-esteem. They steal our self-esteem from us. And when they steal our self-esteem from us, we cannot socialize. And socialization is part of life. Whether you like it or not, you have to socialize with people. You have to communicate. Communication is part of socialization. You have to socialize. And despite this pandemic, there's still a way to socialize and connect with people and still make yourself happy. Persistent loneliness can lead to so many things. We'll be talking about them. One, depression. Depression, when depression comes, you are the low state of life. You always feel it is over. You can terminate your life at this point. You always feel, I give up. You always feel things is not going to work again. And at this point, you need people. You need people. That means relationship matters so much when you go through loneliness in life. Another one is anger. You just get angry unnecessarily. I met a woman disciplining the children. I spoke with her. I said, look, I could see one depression and I can sense anger in you, the way you are dealing with these children. And I began to talk, and he just opened up and said, oh, this happened, this happened. I said, that is the after effect of what is happening. These are the symptoms you begin to see. Anger, the way you deal with your children, the way you deal with your co-worker, the way you deal with people around you. Anger will be popping out in the way you communicate. You will see anger in the speech as well. Also, fear is another thing that you see in persistent loneliness, which is we call chronic loneliness, is fear. You are afraid of the past. The fear of the past is still there. The fear of the future is still knocking at your door. Everything around you reminds you of the past. When you're about to go into, you are afraid of the past. That is what loneliness, chronic loneliness can do to us. It makes us to put on the garment of fear. And the scripture says, He has not given us the spirit of fear, but the spirit of sound mind, soundness of mind. give us clarity. In physics, there was what we call sound and noise. Noise is unpleasant and sound is pleasant. It gives you pleasure. It makes you happy when you listen to sound, because the harmony of sound makes us feel good. There was a time that I was sick. That was a long time ago, and I was on the bed. I could not move. Somebody was playing saxophone. I woke up and I walked, and I received strength. Why? Because I love saxophone and I enjoy the rhythms. And I woke up and I could walk, and I could not remember I was sick again. Why? Because something made me happy, and it healed my spirit, it heals my body, and I could receive strength. And as soon as your soul and spirit receive strength, your body has no choice but to follow suit. And the other one is criticism. You begin to criticize. You find fault finding. You begin to find fault in everything anyone's does. You find fault in them. You cannot encourage them. You just keep finding fault in everything anyone does. And that is a symptom of chronic loneliness working or operating in your life. And if you have chronic loneliness, you find it difficult to use your social capital, which is you find it difficult to introduce yourself to people. You find it difficult to relate. You find it difficult to start the conversation because you felt your conversation does not make sense to people. I could remember when one of my class teachers told me a long time ago that Tobi, you're the most ugliest person in this class. And after a period of time, I thought it was just over, just a word. I discovered that I could not stand up again to communicate. I always feel that my communication also will be ugly. I don't know what they've said to you. I don't know what the event has happened in your life that you felt things is not going to work fine again. No, this is my encouragement for you. Take up that garment, put it aside, and continue with life. Life is fun. You're here to solve a problem. And if you're here to solve a problem, you will face challenges. And challenges is not a stopping place. Challenges is a moving place. When you are disappointed, you need to reappoint yourself so that you can move to the next level of life. I'll be stopping here today. I remain your host on Emotional School. I want you to always continue your day with this. I am better than this. My future is certain, and I'll move to get that which has been prepared for me. Hope to see you again in our next broadcast. Bye for now.